To go into bodybuilding. I've got the perfect frame for it. I've got the wide shoulders, a small waist.
I analyzed his perfect frame, and what I see is average width shoulders and a very wide waist. Notice the straight line going down in the waistline. Coach Greg, and every now and then you get a guy who's more delusional than last time. I mean, absolutely out to lunch. And in today's video, it's Tommy Fury, and if you don't know who this guy is, he's essentially a very good-looking boxer, and yes, I do believe he has elite-level genetics for boxing. He now has a goal to become an IFBB pro bodybuilder. He's hanging up the gloves, and he's saying, now is the time I'm finally going to get jacked.
I'm going to go into bodybuilding. I'm going 300 pounds, 250 pounds. I want to be as big as I can get. I'm going to document the full thing, boxer to bodybuilder.
And so he plans to glow up to 300 pounds in his off season and compete at 250 pounds on stage. You know, document the whole thing and we'll follow his journey.
I've got the perfect frame for it. I've got the wide shoulders, a small waist.
Perfect frame, wide shoulders, small waist. I analyzed his perfect frame, and what I see is average width shoulders and a very wide waist. I mean, bro looks more like Eddie Hall than he does Hussein Farhat. Look at his waistline. Last I checked, they don't judge the face when you're doing bodybuilding. Now, although Chris Bumstead is extremely attractive, I think the reason that he won is because he's 6'1" and 240 pounds, shredded with a very minuscule waist. Tommy Fury's waist is wide. He has no genetic ability to perform exceedingly well in men's classic physique. And so if he wants to succeed because of that wide waist, he has to do it in open bodybuilding. He has to become more like a refrigerator. He doesn't have the lines of Samson Dota. Samson Dota has extremely wide shoulders, very small waist. What about Derek Lunsford? Same thing. Supremely wide shoulders, very tiny of a waist. He looks more like, I don't know, Nick Walker, perhaps. And so, remember, Nick Walker is what, 5'7", 5'8"? Tommy Fury's significantly taller. And so if he goes up to 300 pounds in the offseason, he's going to be a one of. A lot of bodybuilders at his size are 300 plus pounds in the offseason. And they aren't winning competitions. And to be 250 pounds on stage at his height, as a pro, it ain't going to be big enough. When I see Tom Fury, clearly an attractive face, great looking arms, well-formed chest, normal width shoulders, but notice the straight line going down in the waistline. From his armpit, if you lined up his armpit right here, and you made the line down, it's almost perpendicular. It doesn't go in like that. In comparison, when you see Hussein, and he does this type of she, people are saying you photoshopped your waist. I literally had people, I'm not going to say who they are, they wrote me in private, famous people said, hey, Coach Greg, I want to warn you, there's going to be people making videos about Hussein, how he photoshops his waist. I'm like, he doesn't photoshop his waist. They're saying, well, are you sure? I literally sent it to Goop, the detective who knows for certain if guys are using waist filters and so on. He says, I checked it out and it's legit. He wasn't lying. And so Hussein, who's significantly smaller than Tommy Fury. Hussein's 5'11 and a half, 181 pounds. Tommy Fury's over 200. And so Hussein is smaller than Tommy, but yet he looks bigger. Why? Why though? He has such a small waist, it makes his upper body look so big that y'all think he's a fake natty. You are all sure. Well, maybe not all of you, but most of you. Despite the fact that he passed blood work 3 consecutive times, you can't believe it. It's like, no. But then you meet him in person and say, oh, I get it now. I understand. And so Tommy Fury, who has a thick waist, thinks he's going to be the next Samson Dota. How is this a small waist? What part of that looks small to you? He has a ton of muscle. He looks good, but a small waist is not anything that he has. He has good-looking abs, good-looking body overall, not a small waist. And so he's delusional. It would be like me saying, you know what, guys? I'm tall, dark, and handsome. I mean, guaranteed I'm dark. We know that. Handsome is debatable. Maybe. Depends on the girl. But tall, Well, only when I'm sitting on my wallet.
I'm going 300 pounds, 250 pounds. I want to be as big as I can get. I'm going to document the full thing, boxer to bodybuilder.
Well, I mean, boxer to bodybuilder, they both start with the letter B, so he's got a head start. But what he's really going to have to do with the starts with the letter B is take a boatload of steroids. I mean, are we being serious now? He wants to be as big as humanly possible. He's already been training his entire life. How is he going to put 36 kilograms of muscle without steroids? And how is he going to do it even with steroids? And I'm talking about steroids, growth hormone, SARMs, insulin, peptides, everything.
I've never been able to pursue it because of the boxing. You can't bodybuild and box at the same time. It just doesn't work. But I just want to see where I can take it.
I think if you put 36 kilos on of mostly muscle,
Yeah.
that would be a sight to behold.
Oh, yeah, and I'm going to do it. I'm really going to do it. Like,
Oh, yeah, and I'm going to do it. You know, I mean, the interviewer's like, yeah, I mean, if you did such thing, I mean, in an interview, you don't just say you're an idiot. You basically humor the guy that's talking to you. Well, if you did do that, that would be incredible. It would be a sight to behold. I mean, he looked like a fridge with a very thick waist. Would he beat any of the IPB pros at the top level? Absolutely not. But he would look very big.
I'm really going to do it. Like, this is what's on the cards for me.
He's really going to do it. This is what's in the cards for him. And so in the cards for him is type 2 diabetes, morbid obesity, taking off 20 years from his life, potential heart attack, stroke, kidney failure, liver damage, perhaps a stroke, cancer, shutting down your HPTA axis, requiring HRT for the rest of your life, an enlarged heart, acne, gynecomastia, and hair loss. Or like Tristan Lee, will his vascular speak out to him saying, no, please stop? Or will it merely speak out in Braille with horrendous acne on his back? He's perhaps forgetting about the wonderful world of transomnia, when you are sweating all throughout the night and you cannot sleep. It's horrendous. Or perhaps he prefers the cystic acne. And so why would Tommy Fury in his 30s decide, hey, I'm going to blast hella gear in order to put on 80 pounds of muscle out of nowhere? Why not say, you know what, I've decided to quit boxing. I'm going to compete natural in men's physique. You know, I'm going to put on 10 pounds of muscle and get shredded, and I'm going to be a model. I mean, bro has a great looking face. He has a wide waist, sure, but he still looks very attractive. And so why not go with that? Let's try modeling, muscle modeling. Let's do a photo shoot. Let's get peeled. But I'm going to put on 80 pounds of muscle and go up to 300 for what? Why?
So Tommy Fury thinks that he can make it to 300 pounds. Do you want to know what 300 pounds of lean muscle mass looks like? This guy. And this guy is the same height as Tommy Fury. I'm lying to you. That's not even 300 pounds. That's 280 pounds. So Tommy's going to be bigger than this guy. So that guy and the best bodybuilder in the world, Samson Dowder, are about 330 pounds in their off season. So that's when they have more fat on them. To say that you're going to get within their range with never even doing bodybuilding before is wild.
Yeah, like, why say your goal is to be an IBE pro, 80 pounds more muscle, when you haven't even taken it seriously? I was talking to a guy at the gym the other day, and he says, you know what, my goal is to be an IBE pro. I'm like, oh, cool. Like, how many shows have you done? I haven't competed yet. Well, how long have you been training? A year. Well, I said, shouldn't you compete first to see if that's what you want to do? It would be like saying, you know what, I want to be a NASCAR racer. That is my dream job. Oh yeah, how much driving you do? Oh, I'm 20. I don't have a driver's license yet. Well, shouldn't you get in a car and drive one first before you decide that that is your dream job? What if you don't like it? Because trust me, once you get on the gear and you diet down to sub 5% body fat and you get in your Speedos and you pose up on stage, you might not even like it. You might think, yeah, this sucks. I hate this. I don't like having no energy. I don't like the brain fog. I don't like my dick not working. These are things that are real, and you need to be ready for them.
The only way Tommy's going to get anywhere in touching distance of these goals, and even that's still questionable, is training like 1,000 milligrams a week. Personally think he's massively underestimating it, and he doesn't have what it takes. I think the best that he can do is probably a regional men's physique win. I think that's fair.
Yeah, like start with a regional show first, see how you like it, and decide, do I really want to now put on 80 pounds? Because it ain't easy to just put on 80 pounds. I mean, why not start with some natural supplements like Turk Builder Max, Turk Platinum, get on the creatine, G-Test Platinum and see how that goes. I wonder if he will put future IFBB Pro in his bio. Put 36 kilograms of muscle on, said like it's nothing. Shows the absolute ducking delusion people have about putting muscle on and thinking somehow it's easy the way they talk about it. I genuinely believe he has more chance of becoming a world champion boxer than reaching 300 pounds via additional muscle. Touche. This is a good point here. You know, in fact, I've always thought about playing tennis, but bodybuilding has got in the way. I'm going to make it to Wimbledon, I've decided. So, hey, you know what, guys? You know, I've decided that bodybuilding has been getting in my way. I'm going to stop bodybuilding and I want to play professional tennis. I think I could win. Why not? And while I'm at it, I may as well enter the Tour de France. Bodybuilding has been getting in my way. I am going to stop lifting weights and I'm winning the Tour de France. This is equivalent to the statements that he's making. You can't just say, hey, I do this sport. I'm going to stop that sport. I'm going to win this totally other sport that doesn't have the same genetics. Where did he pull the slim waist from as well? Bro's waist is so blocky and like a 1-to-1 ratio with his shoulders. Exactly. I'm not the only one that noticed this. Bro has a very thick waist. He's more pretty than anything. 36 kilograms, immediately you know he doesn't know what he's talking about. And someone writes, you know, C-Bum is 270 pounds in the off season at the same height. And so this guy, Tommy Fury, is going to be 30 pounds bigger than C-Bum. How many of you believe that? Some people actually agree with him. The guy's 220 already and is lean. He could easily put loads of math on, smashing same roids as these boys. Not easily, like everyone. Is that what you actually think? All of you out there who are natural, you think that if you abuse tren, test, all of it at high doses, you think you could all put on 80 pounds of muscle. Is that what you all think? It's no wonder this world is messed up. People are thinking, oh yeah, 80 pounds of muscle. And so every time you see a bodybuilder with that crazy looking physique, you just think steroids, 80 pounds. I could look like that if I wanted. It's so ridiculous. All the guys that are IFBB pros, even without steroids, none of them would look natty. If you took all the gear away from every single IFBB pro, every single last one of them, you would say, no way are you natural. I would make videos. I would test their blood work. I would say, hey, the guy's tested blood work multiple times. This is his best his physique's ever look right now. And clearly the blood work shows that he's natural. And you'd say, Greg, you've lost all credibility on every single IFBB pro. And the reason for that is because most people with amazing genetics, they end up taking steroids at a very young age, and you don't actually see how well they could develop. The amount of people that think you just jump on a cycle and next thing you're on the Olympia stage is so true. It's going to be very disappointing when most people discover that even with performance-enhancing drugs, they'll have a very difficult time putting on 30 pounds of muscle past the point of having newbie gains. Once you've been training in the gym for 10 years, like said Will Tennyson, it's not easy to just put on more muscle. And even with steroids, very hard to put on more than 30 pounds of muscle in several years. Interested in your blood work being done or being prescribed medications, of course, click the link in the description and contact AlgoRx for enclomiphene, tadalafil, which is Cialis, and so on. Coaching plans by me and my team, click the link in the description, as well as HTLT supplements from the Seco bars to the creatine to the G-Test Platinum, you name it, head to the website, code Greg, 15% off. We got the cookbooks, training books, coaching plans by me and my team, clothing, as well as momentous clothing. You can click the link in the description, subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Please like the video if you liked it. Watch one of those two bloops. And until next time, I am out.